Hey there, good morning everybody. おはようございます。It's a Sunday. Welcome to the Sunday or to Saturday night, depending on where you are. I am Kamishiro Taishi, a translator, and here we are today translating just a little bit of Chapter 6, Volume 4 of Secret Org. As always, we do this basically once every week. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learn something from it. But let's get started. And also just saying, today we are going to be strict on time. We are definitely going to finish within an hour. Reason being, 1 hour later, Kiryu Koko is starting her meme stream. And I gotta be there for that. Because I plan on translating that live. Let's see how that goes. I've tried before. It was weird because she would read it in English and then that wouldn't be translated. But it's a bit harder. It's a bit harder when it's like a duolingual translation. But I'll try it. It seems fun. And Shuba Duck is coming. So yeah. All right. So let's get started on this since we don't have much time. The title is Akara-sama ni mizugi-kai nano da. So Akara-sama ni. So clearly, this is not one of those titles which is like, I don't know what it means. Let's finish the chapter first and then let's decide a better like a good way of wording it. Nah. This is like an easy one, right? Like, or this is a blatant thing. Is though, capitalize my time. I've never actually remembered what's the proper way to do it. So this is like a good website for those of you who are like me. There we go. We want to do that first to get rid of the formatting, and then that. There we go. Formatting, indentation, always don't forget indentation, that's important. Alright, let's get started. Golden Week 初日、翔太くん、10日ちゃん、イグ、俺、冠城さんのアマテラスメンバーはマネーランド広告にやってきた。宿泊先は冠城公爵邸。冠城さんの別荘はパーティーが開ける希望の部屋数と敷地面積を誇るため、数人泊まるぐらいなんでもない。数人泊まるぐらいなんでもない。So, first day of Golden Week. Golden Week 初日。So this is a thing that happens in Japanese, right? Like they just have like this phrase and then they put a period on it. You see that's a period. In English, obviously we can't do that. First day of Golden Week. I mean, technically, is not completely incorrect. Like, for example, if someone asks you, when did you go to Disneyland? Then you can respond with first day of Golden Week. Like, so you can say that. But in written form, it doesn't look as good. Especially if it's not in dialogue. If it's in dialogue, then there's a bit of a leeway because it's like the example that I just gave. But when it's just part of the narration, it's usually not as good. So it's preferable to avoid it. And the way to avoid it is to combine it with sentences that are before or sentences that are after. In this case, it's the very, very first sentence of the chapter. So, you know, we have no choice. We can't combine it with anything before. There's nothing before. 翔太くん、とかちゃん、イグ、冠城さん and I. So obviously this is another English thing. In Japanese, I don't think there's any particular like formatting where it's like where you are supposed to put yourself in a list of people, but in English you have to put yourself last. So don't forget that. のアマテラスメンバーは、so we want to include アマテラス in there. And I arrived in the Principality of Maryland. From among the Amaterasu cast. The Amaterasu roster. Shotaku, Ik, Toka-chan, Ik, Kaburagi-san, and I arrived in the Principality of Maryland on the first day of Golden Week. Golden Week. 宿泊先は冠城公爵邸。We were to stay at the Kaburagi Ducal Residence. 冠城さんの別荘はパーティーが開ける希望の部屋数と敷地面積を誇るため。As it had the size. So here, so we were to stay at the Kaburagi Ducal Residence. So this is the subject. But then this one, Kaburagi no besso. So like basically it's the same thing. So we're just gonna replace it with it instead of repeating it once again, because in English that gets repetitive. As it had the size and as it had the menseki, shikichi, menseki, lot area, lot size, plottage. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with size. As it had the size and room quantity. As the size of the land and number of rooms it had was enough to host an entire party. Letting the few of us stay. letting our small number, letting our small party. Letting a few of us stay wasn't much. Nandemonai was nothing. Letting us stay was nothing. Yeah, that doesn't work in English. As it had the size and number of rooms. As it had enough rooms and size. Can we get a better word for size? Size area. No, that's different. Volume. No. Stature. And dimensions? Size and dimensions. Number, as it had enough rooms and dimension. Nah. as it had enough rooms and was large enough to host an entire party, much less the few of us. One, two, three, four, five. Much less the 5 of us. How about that? Yeah. So we've clearly sort of eaten this up. we killed this one. It's not here anymore. But because basically it's like several people, it doesn't matter. It's only several people. It doesn't matter because it has a number of rooms and the size of the place is big enough to hold an entire party. Party kibo. So basically we incorporated the whole thing into the previous sentence because we were to stay at the residence is これ宿泊先は冠城公爵邸. This one is sort of similar in meaning to this. This one's like we're gonna stay here, and this one's like it doesn't matter that we stay here. So basically it's just staying here, right? So we incorporated it. Done. 初日は飛行機疲れと時差ボケで学生組がダウンして寝てしまい、2日目は学生組が冠城さん監督の下で連休中の宿題を一気に片付けるに集中したため潰れた。翔太君と東賀ちゃんは特進科クラス、宿題もそれなりにあるのだ。まさか世界の闇を封印するためのアーティファクトを探しに古代遺跡の探索してたので宿題やってませんとは言えない。言えるわけがない。初日は飛行機疲れと時差ボケ。For on the first day, the first day was spent recovering from the fatigue of plane travel and adjusting to the time zone. Down で寝てしまい。The students mainly slept the first day away due to the fatigue of plane travel and from adjusting to the time zone. There we go. The second day, entirety of the second day was spent powering through the holiday homework. Is that what it's called? Holiday homework? Vacation homework? Vacation homework. Summer vacation homework. Vacation homework. Under Kaburagi-san's supervision, tutorage. Let's say tutorage. Because she's not just supervising. She's not like looking at them. They're not like sitting side by side. They're doing their homework like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then like she's not like sitting there in front of them going like, do your homework. She's probably teaching them. So she's tutoring them. So that's not tutelage. Is that what it's called? Tutelage. Instruction, teaching, guidance. Yeah, tutelage. Thank you. So this 一気に片付ける. So that means basically they do it like all in one go. So I really like that I remembered the word powering through, because that's basically what they're doing. Just like, boom, let's get it all done and over with. 特進化 Special advance. Special promotion. Special, what do you call this in school, man? Special, the gifted student class, I guess. Both Shota Kun and Toka-chan were in the gifted student program, which meant they had quite a bit of homework. Now, we couldn't very well we couldn't very well leave them in a we were busy exploring ancient runes in search of an artifact that can seal the we couldn't very well leave them in a we were busy exploring ancient ruins in search of an artifact that can seal the world shadows. Didn't finish our homework because we were busy conceal the world shadows kind of situation. Something like that. とは言えない。So we're not gonna let them say it. It's not so much that we're not gonna let them say it. It's more sort of like we can't put them in a situation where they have to say that, right? So that's the way we're gonna put this. 言えるわけがない。So this one is to sort of apply emphasis to the before one. Like we can't let them say it, and it is applying emphasis on the fact that we cannot let them say it. So in English, this sentence I would not translate directly. I would just replace something with something else entirely. That sort of gives it that sort of emphasis is what I'm thinking. I guess something like that. This sort of adds the emphasis to it, I feel. I might edit that in post again, as always. Of course, if anyone's like watching this new, I'm literally doing this live right now, and I'm thinking of the translation, and I'm also trying to explain what I'm doing. So my brain is sort of working like 60 to 70 capacity on this. So this is definitely not the final product. After I translate, I usually also go back and I review everything. So I call that in post, or I call that editing myself. So a lot of my wording, the way I think about a sentence could change afterwards. So I'm just saying. Sorry about that. そして3日目はせっかく観光地に来たのだからと冠城さん所用のプライベートビーチで遊ぶことになっ た。冠城公爵邸は裏口からすぐに砂浜に出られるのだ。マレランドの古代遺跡は今までずっと静かに眠っていた。放置はまずいが、大急ぎで解決しなければならないものでもない。一日くらい攻略が遅れても問題ない。For the third day, since we had come all the way to this tourist location, the third day, since we had come all the way to this tourist location, we decided to spend playing on Kaburagi-san's private beach. 遊ぶことになった。So this is になった means like it became like this. So basically it was decided to become like this, right? So we decided to spend playing. Decided to spend time. Third day, since we had come all the way to this tourist location, I confess I'm not very sure the difference between framing it with commas and framing it with M dashes, but whatever. We decided to spend playing on her private beach. That works. That is grammatically okay, I think. 冠城公爵邸は裏口からすぐに砂浜に出られるのだ。Decided to spend playing on Kaburagi-san's private beach, which was directly accessible from the back exit of her residence. Maryland Runes had been sleeping this whole time. Excuse me. Sorry. Leaving them. I mean, there's really nothing to say about this sentence. It's pretty straightforward. Leaving Hoji wa mazui ga leaving them alone. Hoji. Leaving them without doing anything. Leaving them as is. Leaving them as is. It was a ticking time bomb, but not a particularly urgent one. Ichinichi gurai koryaku ga okurete mo mondai nai. Delaying its exploration by a day wasn't going to be. There wasn't much problem in delaying its exploration by a day or two. Right? So 放置はまずいが大急ぎで解決してなければいけないものでもない。So this one we sort of completely changed it, right? So 放置はまずい. So it basically it says like it's not good to like leave it be. But I feel like it sort of flows better because in English we have this saying, right? It's ticking time bombs. It is a ticking time bomb. でも、多すぎで、解決しなければいけないものでもないです。But it's not like it has to be done like now. Like it's not like super urgent. So this sort of replaces it well, I feel like. And then here's 1日ぐらい攻略が遅れても問題ない。There wasn't much problem in denying and delaying exporting by a day or two. So here I added by a day or two. I added the two because it's sort of like, yeah, it just flows better in English. It doesn't matter. They actually technically delayed it by 3 days, so whatever. あと、ミヤマとクリスがやってくるはずの飛行機が悪天候に伴う欠航で止まっSeriously? Oh. 欠航 cancelled. 欠航で止まってしまい到着が1日遅れるためそれに合わせてアマテラス組の攻略1日遅らせる必要があるというのもある。今回のイベントの主題が古代遺跡でアーティファクト争奪戦である以上、アマテラスとつくよみはほぼ同時に古代遺跡に突入させなければならない。一日のアドバンテージは大きすぎる。時間調節では欠かせない。Never mind, I take that back because here it talks about specifically a day. You'll see what I'm talking about. あと、ミヤマとクリスがやってくるはずの飛行機が悪天候に伴う欠航で止まってしまい。Additionally, the plane that Miyama and Chris were riding, the flight was cancelled due to bad weather, which put them behind schedule by a day. Their arrival by a day. Consequently, それに合わせて so like to sort of like put that together. Consequently, アマテラス攻略アマテラス組の攻略アマテラス攻略攻略あいよSee, like none of these directly translates to what we want because koryaku means to like go in there and like clear it or like conquer it. But in English, we won't really say conquer. You don't conquer a ruins. You sort of explore it and you get to the very end. There's no proper word to replace koraku. There's no direct counterpart. Something like that.今回のイベントの主題はSo this would be like a direct translation, but in English, this is weird. Theme of this time's event. It's just, It's hard to explain, but it's weird. So we would rephrase it. This time, the theme was like that, right? 古代遺跡での artifact 争奪戦. Probably need a direct translation for this, although there isn't. Scramble. Scramble. What's a scramble? For the artifacts in the ancient ruins. And so Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi had to Totsunyo. Dojini Totsunyo had to be at the starting line at the same time. We couldn't let any one side have too great an advantage. An entire day was just too much. Keep things fun and interesting. We couldn't let anyone side have too great an advantage. One day was just too much. 時間調節 time management, time regulation, regulating the time, adjusting the time, controlling the time. Let's see if there's a better word. I sort of, it's on the tip of my tongue, I feel like. Governing the time. Managing. Only managing is best. Was important. I sort of feel like time management means something else. But we'll, you know what? We'll highlight this and leave it to think about again in post. Oh, あったけなおい。マレーランドって北海道より北なんだろ。5月だぜ今。お。Dude, warm. Pretty warm. Isn't Marinland further north than Hokkaido? It's May now. So Atakai means warm, right? Atake naoi. Oh, atake naoi. It's sort of like, dude, it's pretty warm. It's, you know, it's not a direct translation, but I'm trying to translate the tone of the voice. It's a slight surprise, It's yeah, basically it's a slight surprise. Yeah, so I was like, dude, it's pretty warm. What? 本日は改定改定改正 completely wrong. 本日は快晴抜けるような青空に、ランですよねこれ散々 simple. Why you have different words for it? ランalso means basically the same thing. 散々と輝く太陽格好の海水浴日和であるサーフパンツ1枚でビーチボールを小脇に抱え公爵邸の裏口を出て砂浜に降りた翔太くんが全身に潮風を浴びながら意外そうに言った赤い短髪をオールバックに決めサングラス装備サーフパンツはもちろん物柄だI love this dude, man. I love this. Today was perfect weather. 抜けるような青空。抜ける。So this basically means the sky was blue as far as I can see. The sky was blue as far as the eye could see, and the sun shone brilliant and bright. You know what, let's just do both. 格好の海水浴日和である。海水 I want to use the word perfect. Today is perfect swimming day. Clear weather. Good weather. Describing the weather. Today is a clear day. Today was perfect weather. In the first place, this sentence doesn't sound so good now that I think about it. It was perfect weather. Hey, Azuka. Thanks for tuning in, man. Well, possible spoilers, I suppose. Yeah. There isn't that much because this time it's a swimsuit episode. So basically there's probably zero plot progression. Specifically in the first half, which we aren't gonna get through that much because we're only gonna be doing this for 20 more minutes. It's basically just swimsuit stuff. But you know, whatever. Hey, feel free to stay as long as you feel comfortable. Thanks for tuning in. Today was the perfect day for 海水浴 for sea bathing. Yes, sea bathing. So what? This is not a word? This is not a word? Really? Oh my god. Wow, okay, my bad. So this we are going to highlight because we're going to edit in post because the word perfect is already used here. We do not want it to be repetitive. So screw that. Surf pants. What is surf pants? Surfing pants? Is that a thing? Surf pants. Ah, damn it. Wrong. Clicked wrong. Surf pants. Is that a thing? That's not what you use to go swimming. What? Surf pants. What? pants to go surfing? What do you wear when you go surfing? Yeah, I don't think Shotaku is a freaking high school. I don't think he's wearing speedos. Board shorts, maybe. Board short. This is not gonna be. There we go. Probably something like that, right? All right. So again, it's one of those instances where the loan word in Japanese does not directly translate to English. It just does not sometimes. Surfing pants, is that a thing? Let's see. Surfing pants. Ah. Surfer pants also I saw just now. All right. Surf pants. Whoa, actually says surf pants. Surfing pants. Surfer pants. I'm thinking that he's probably wearing something like this, so let's call it this, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there's always a bit of a delay. Don't worry about it. With a beach ball under his arm. I don't like this. This is a descriptor. 潮風に全身に潮風浴びながら意外そうに言った. This is a describer for this sentence. So this sentence, again, in English, we commonly have describers for sentences, but describers in Japanese are not as common, quite rare, actually. But this is one of those rare instances where there is a describer, but it comes all the way down here. So after this sentence, in this sentence, we have a describer for this sentence. Gosh, whatever. It's May now. Said Shota-kun in a rather surprised tone as he stood in his. You know what? I sort of want to keep it to similar, so I would just call it surfing pants, whatever. In his surfing pants that were. Bro, I'm totally like rearranging this entire sentence. Bro. It's a bit of a headache. Said Shota-kun in a surprised tone. So these sentences also include other details about him, such as him wearing surfing pants. We're gonna call it surfing pants, whatever, because it's surf pants, so it's closer. And also about him having his hair back in an all back, and he's wearing sunglasses. So there are more details about him. We do not want to put it all in this sentence, because then the flow of the paragraph would get a little bit out of whack, I feel like. Because then the next part is a description of Sago himself. So we do want to keep it like description of Shota and description of Sago. So that's how the thing flows. So we don't want to put everything, all the description into this. So we are gonna think about it a little bit. Said Shota-kun in a surprise tone. Whoa, what did I do? The high school boy stood in his surfing pants with a beach ball under his arms. 意外そうに言った。意外そう。So that was surprise tone. 全身に潮風を浴びながら。 as he felt the sea breeze on his skin. So we totally just ripped this sentence apart. Part of it came here, and part of it is going under here. Akai tanpatsu o orubaku ni kime. He had his short red hair. Red short hair. No, it's short red hair. Dude, like there are rules for this, right? Like short and red, which one is supposed to go first? I can never cite the rules, but it just feel weird for me if it's the other way. Like his short red hair feels alright, but if it's like his red short hair, it just feels weird. I don't know how to explain this. Ugh. He had his short red hair pulled back, brushed back in an orubaku. Is that a hairstyle? Swept back. Was swept back. His short red hair was swept back, and he was wearing sunglasses. It hardly needed to be said, but his pants... Nope. Let's do it a different way. His pants were, of course, designed, decorated with flame-like honogara. Leopard print. Leopard print would be like hyogara. That would be leopard print. Blaze print, I guess. Let's see. Surfing pants, blaze print, I guess. Design. Oh, hold on, this one. Hot flames. Decorated with flames. Flame like patterns, design were of course decorated with flames. Whatever. Let's do that because his short red hair was swept back. You don't need to put was after the red hair. He had his short red hair swept back. That is a good point. That is a good point. And was wearing sunglasses. Yep, didn't need the other he because there was the he here, and that's fine. His pants were, of course, decorated with flames because he is the flame-loving ice user. All right, we have 10 minutes left, so we are gonna probably wrap it up. We're just gonna do this part, I think, and then we are gonna wrap it up. 僕も、翔太君に続いてサーフボードを担いで裏口から出る。半日になって見てみるとよくわかるが、翔太君結構鍛えてるな。いい筋肉知ってる。On his heels. I also walked out of the back exit on his heels. A surfing board in my hands. Seeing him in his shorts made me realize that he was pretty well trained. It's pretty well trained. So that's not quite right. That's a very direct way of saying it. But like basically, so saying like he's well trained in English sort of talks about like techniques, I suppose. But here he's talking about more like just like muscles, like he's been hitting the gym. Though in this case, because Shota-kun doesn't really hit the gym, I feel like. Shota-kun, he trains a lot by himself underground in the in the secret base. That he bodybuilding. That he put in quite a bit of seeing him in his shorts, seeing him within a single pair of shorts made me realize that he had actually put in quite a bit of time. It made me realize that he had actually put in quite a bit of time training his muscles. He had good muscles. That's repetitive. That's really repetitive. He 結構鍛えてる Forge, temper, drill, train, discipline. So no, none of them are directly translatable. Put in quite a bit of time training his muscles. いい筋肉してる Everything was very well defined. Was well defined, I guess. I'll think about this later. I will think about this later. What have you put motives after flames? Let me see. Surfing pants. Pants were, of course. Stood in the surfing pants. Decorated with flames. Of course. With a beach ball. Something like that, I guess. Should we do this? So the thing about having this sentence at the back, just all by itself in a separate sentence, is it gives a bit more oomph. It gives a little bit more impact, which is because it's a joke. This sentence is a joke because it's a callback to the fact that he loves flames. Putting it separately by itself, yeah, it sort of gives it a bit more oomph. So so the question though is whether to put it here or to put it here. I think I'll keep it like this because ending the whole paragraph with this sort of description conveys the joke best, I feel like, because it has a note of finality because it's the last sentence of the paragraph. So it's better to end it on the joke rather than to have a joke somewhere in the middle, because then that would be sort of like you just like gloss over the joke a little bit. So I feel like it's a bit better here. That's just the way I feel it. That might be because I understand it in Japanese and it feels better in Japanese. But you know, for me, I feel like it's a bit better here. Ooh, we have 5 more minutes. Let's see if we can finish this more. そうだよな。もう高2だもんな。ガタイも良くなるわけだ。クマさんの城で格闘もやってるみたいだし、念力なしで腕相撲とかしたらもう負けるかもしれない。俺ももう少ししっかり Okay, let's try to finish this in 5 minutes because we do need to wrap this up quickly. As a high school in high school, of course he would be. Of course he would have a good body. Seems like Kuma-san's been giving him one-on-one instruction. Let's do the instruction because instruction sort of works too as sort of like martial arts instruction. Seems like Kuma-san's been giving him one-on-one. My bad. At this point, I think I would lose to him in an arm wrestle if I didn't use telekinesis. I should probably hit the gym more myself. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for tuning in, especially to Azuka. Thank you for being here and for picking up the series. As always, this entire chapter will be out on the website next Saturday, usual time, 8 a.m. GMT plus 8. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back again next week as always. Wish that you have yourself a wonderful day. And yeah, that's all. Cheers, man.